Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
The Honorable Mrs. Tiasa Putri, SSMPD, and then my bully friend. We are hope in good condition. Okay, let me introduce our members. My name is Aminatus Sa'idah, and then she is Rizky Amelia.
Hai.
And then she is Nabila Fahariza.
Hai.
And then he is Amar Ma'ruf. Okay, we're gonna presentation about comparing and contrasting. Comparing and contrasting. Comparative and comparison adjective and adverb. Comparative in bahasa like lebih, and then superlative in bahasa like paling. A comparative and superlative adjective when adverb. You know some adjective when adverb, such as early, hard, and late share the same forms. The first, adjective ending with a single vowel, add single consonant, double the consonant, and a final G becomes I. For example, big, bigger, biggest. Big active adjective, I is the last single vowel and G single consonant. So comparative, bigger, and then superlative, biggest. Noisy, noisier, noisiest. Noisy, active adjective, comparative and superlative of final G becomes I. So comparative, noisier, and then superlative, noisiest. Second, there are some expectation irregular verb. For example, good, comparative better, superlative best. And then bad, worse, worse. Third, some adjective use ir or is, and more or most, or least or least. For example, high, higher, highest. I mean one syllable adjective but not verb. Or two syllable adjective ending in o, lay, and er. For example, narrow, narrower, narrowers. And then two syllable adverb on adjective ending in ing, full, at, and less. For example, boring, more boring, most boring. B, comparison with adjective and adverb. The first, as, at adjective or adverb, and then as. For example, the World Health Organization has suggested that sunbaths can be as lethal as cigarette smoke. The red is as, and then adjective, lethal, and then as. Second, two, adjective for someone, add infinitive with two. Too difficult as adjective, then to fulfill infinitive with two. Third, adjective, enough for someone, infinitive with two. For example, the purpose changed to the layout of the factory were easy enough for the owners to implement without causing any significant delays in the production. Is the adjective the someone, enough for someone, and then to implement infinitive with to.
Comparison with comparative adjective and adverb. Number 1, comparative adjective or adverb plus than. That the verb phrase in brackets at often leave out because they are understood, and it helps to keep the sentence short. Example, manufacturing productivity is lower in the UK than it is in France and Germany. Number 2, double comparative. You can use er, more, less, and less to intensity adjective on adverb. For example, Joseph points out how motorists under stress tend to drive faster and faster. Number 3, the plus comparative. This pattern in which the more or the less are sometimes used on their own can be used to show how situation, pattern of behavior, etc. might be linked to each other. For example, to larger that a company has treated, the more the public tends to trust it. Comparison with superlative adjective and adverb. The superlative adjective or adverb is used during things, people, or places in group of 3 or more. Number 1, of before periods of time of forms between the group of things being compared. Concerned. For example, ExxonMobil is the most profitable of the multinational corporation listed by Forbes. Number 2, in before singular group nouns. Example, the class, the team, the family. For example, Dr. Park is the most experienced person in the team as a private. Number 3, in or as a private note of before who describing place or areas in the world, in the UK, in the East, on the coast, on the river, etc. For example, the Preluna Hotel is the tallest building on the seafront at Sliema in Malta. Next.
Nabila Riza, unmute your mic, please.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm gonna explain modifying adjective and adverb, and then word and phrase for expressing similarity. Modifying adjective and adverbs. Comparative adjective and adverb are sometimes modified. The first is word or phrase that modify as blah 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 as blah blah blah. Structure include just, almost, or nearly, not quite or its opposite, not nearly, twice, 3 times, 4 times, and many else. For example, writing a good report can take almost as long as carrying out the market
research itself. The second, word or phrase that modify structures with then include much, a great deal, far, considerably, and many else. On their opposite, slightly, a little, marginally, and many else. For example, steel is 3 times heavier than aluminium. The third, to modify superlatives, you can use one of, almost, or nearly, by far, or easily. For example, Arctic sea ice melt at almost its fastest between 20 and 10. And then words and praise for expressing similarity. Specific words and expression, as well as adjectives and adverbs, can be used to compare and contrast. This section focus on ways of saying that things are the same or similar, for structures that express similarity, including also, as well as, to, not only, and but also. Number one is the same. The same is frequently used to express similarity. For example, cats and dogs had almost the same capacity to be domesticated. Number two, similarity, and similarly. The adjective similar is followed by the when things are linked with common features, and by it before describing the quality that things share. For example, Venus is quite similar to Earth in mass and size. The noun similarity is used with between to compare two things, and within into describe a shared quality. Number three, alike, like, and likewise. Alike means the same is similar, and is normally used with the verb be after the things being compared. Like is also used with be, but between the things being compared. Next.
So there is a lot of words that we can use for expressing contrast. For example, although, despite, however, and so on. But right now we're gonna learn about how to use different, differ, and difference. We can differ, and difference. We can use those words to compare something, but we can also modify different and differ. In some case, we can use dissimilar or unlike. For example, the approach taken by two companies are different each other in that Brennan and Smith offer an ecologically sustainable solution. And number second, difference. We can add word between and in plus noun to specify the context. For example, Parker explored the key difference between leadership and management in a series of seminars held in New York in early 2010. Number third, if we want to point out something, point out different thing, we can using in contrast to, or contrary to, or unlike. These expressions are all used before noun phrases. Example, An exit poll, in contrast to an opinion poll, asks members of the public to reveal how they have just voted. Number 4, if you want to connect contrasting statement, use on contrary, in contrast, or on the other hand. In contrast and on the other hand, use for linking two different in true situation. Word on the contrary contradict an element from the previous statement. Thank you.
Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.